King Arthur promised us safety on these shores. Instead, we found stormy seas, rocks like shark teeth, and treacherous mists. Those few who managed to land will be set by hunger, cold, and nightmares born of weirdness. My people settled around a gnarled old statue. Though we did not understand its origin or purpose, the enemy seemed to avoid it. That was good enough. For a time. In the end, the winds of weirdness only grew stronger, and the statue failed to protect the settlement. There was fear, despair, and then nothingness, as reality melted around us.
You awake to nothingness. All you can sense is darkness. A dense mass of emptiness so total that even your thoughts disintegrate. Then you hear whistling. An eternity seems to pass before something materializes in the darkness with you. Something angry.
Damn it, you weren't supposed to land here. Damn it all to hell.
The creature pauses for a moment, clearly weighing up some options. He taps a finger against one of his horns.
Now, listen, there's a lot to do and no time to waste. What can we try? Perfect. You can speak, and yes, these are really great questions. No easy answers, though. Sorry to disappoint. Now, listen closely. Are you ready? Brace yourself, because what I'm going to tell you is rather important. You're gone. Your village is gone. Everything you've ever known is gone. Yes, everything and everyone, including your very own self, as I mentioned already. However,
the creature taps two hooves together, marking a dramatic pause.
There is a small chance, an infinitesimally tiny chance, really, to bring it all back. You were saved from death in order to keep your reality from falling apart. But, well, it's not going to be easy. First, we must ensure that you're in good enough condition to actually do anything. Which brings us to the problematic part. Your body.
You squint down at your feet and hands in the darkness. They seem perfectly fine.
Oh no. Oh, goodness me, no. That's just an illusion. I had to get you here somehow, didn't I? Otherwise you'd start talking about the afterlife and whatnot. And this, my friend, is not an afterlife. This is a total mess. But let's see what we can do. Here. This little trick should get us started at least. Well, it seems your soul isn't strong enough to be picky about its vessel yet. Don't worry, you'll grow. Now, we need to see whether my little trick actually worked.
The goat weaves his fingers in an intricate series of gestures. With a final flourish, he conjures a terrifying creature into the emptiness.
Aha, here we go. This is a powerful Avalonian warlock. But don't worry. He's not really here, not in the truest sense. Your goal here is simple. Fight. Show me that you've got what it takes. should have seen that coming. It was optimistic of me to expect you to beat it on your first try. But don't worry. Like I said, you'll grow. I'm going to send you to a very special place now. It's a mirror of your reality, located in an endless loop between life and death. You won't die there, but nothing's really alive there either. You'll wake up in a place resembling your own village. You'll find a man there whose task it is to help you on your journey. Your main objective for now will be to push onwards, survive, kill the 4 Guardians. Then we'll talk.
Where your hometown once was, a lone man sits among the remains. He doesn't notice you. Only when you walk right up to him, he turns his blank stare toward you.
It's not my farmhold, is it? I'm from up north, the land of fog. I don't know what happened.
At least that's one thing you have in common.
A creature that looked like a goat told me I'd wake up in a strange place, and that I'd find someone in need of my help there.
The man looks at you for a moment.
I've already made some preparations and settled in one of the tents here. I can't offer you much at the moment, though. This place is different. But you? I've seen an enormous creature out there. A golem of stone. The evil energy it emits is beyond anything I've ever felt. I'd say getting rid of that beast would be a good start.
Good. I caught you before you went out, all on your lonesome. Our mutual friend already told you to slay the stone golem. Perfect. The golem is just a start, though. Even if you do manage to kill it, the further you go, the more dangerous the road will become. And since we're talking roads, you're walking within the weirdness now, and it's dangerous. Take these candles, light them up, and try not to let this damned fog close around you. Got it? Oh, and before you face the golem, look around the area. There's a blacksmith nearby who might be willing to join your village. Finding people like him will be crucial for your survival. Each one will be helpful in a different way. And with that, I'm out. Good luck.
hear music, joyful melodies at that. They sound weirdly inappropriate, drifting through the inscrutable darkness. Then, the source of the sound appears.
Oh, a traveller. Come on, sing with me.
There are many instruments around, all made from materials at hand. Most have been crafted from sticks and bushes, but you can also see some monstrous body parts here and there.
Singing is the only thing that will get us through these strange times, don't you agree? Sing with me. You aren't all that bright, are you? My music once filled the halls of... Wait, what was the name of that king? You know, the tall one. Arthur? Yes, grumpy one, didn't like jokes, but he paid well.
He starts to dance again, clapping on his belly like a drum.
Speaking of paying, Master Stranger, do you have any coins to spare? If you do, I might teach you a song or two.
A song breaks through the slithering of the weirdness.
I have no hope, no home, no gold. Mine is but misty morning cold.
Not long afterwards, you come upon a man wearing a blacksmith's apron.
Oi, traveller. Want to buy a good anvil? 'Tis all I have, I'm afraid. Me home, you see, went poof. 1 minute there, next minute gone. I found myself here, with this lump of iron for company. I swear to gods it started talking to me not long ago. Oh, no. I left that life behind quite a while ago. All I'm interested in these days are runestones. Yes, containers for the magic of giants. Even though you'll usually find them broken, they're extremely powerful. You can use them to enhance your weapons or armor. They will influence your abilities in different ways. Also, when you find 3 of the same kind and rarity, you'll be able to fuse them together. This will make them even more powerful. Here, let me give you some. You can try it later. I'd say that since you know what you're looking for, you should be able to find more of them out there. By the way, you want me in your village? Well, you must first prove you can take care of yourself. Kill 10 bears and... just fooling, for pity's sake. What would I need 10 bears for? Show me the way.
You hear someone screaming nearby.
Godless healing! Godless healing!
Intrigued, you approach the source of the sound. It turns out to be a joyful man advertising his merchandise to the nearest trees.
Who said you need an all-mother or a stag father to have a blessing of health? Let's not dwell on them anymore. It's all about potions and elixirs and other trinkets infused with proper...
His monologue goes on. You can see tiny horns growing from his skull. His mind clearly isn't quite right either. Maybe disrespecting the gods wasn't such a great idea after all. Within the darkness, you hear a familiar voice.
Finally, now we can start the cycle of proper rebirth.
A different voice appears out of nowhere, and its owner is nowhere to be seen.
Be gone.
It is calm. Inhumanly calm.
Can I invite you to the table?
You see a hooded figure waiting for you by the table. A chessboard sits upon it, the game in progress. As you take the free chair, you realize the creature has no face. A white skull leers from the shadows of the hood, a human skeleton draped with robes.
I admit, I'm not used to showing up in person whenever people die. That's too much hassle, with adjusting my presence to your current imaginations and whatnot. But let's say that your case is special. Yes. And yes to that other question, too. You're technically dead, but there are certain things that prevent you from, let's say, being properly gone. Recent events had consequences going beyond the intentions that sparked them. And now we're stuck in this unfortunate predicament because time, as you know it, is irreversibly corrupted. The past and the future are happening at the same time. All that you see is an echo of things that already happened or eventually will, presented without inherent sense, without purpose, without any logic.
You see 4 figures on the board changing shapes into forms of beasts, and a moment later, they dissolve into dust.
You must slay the Guardians and keep slaying them until you reach the source conjuring them out of the weirdness. Their deaths will make you stronger. This will lead you to your destination.
As you approach the blacksmith, you hear him angrily mumbling to his anvil.
I swear on my name. One day he'll pay. Oh, it doesn't matter. Not at this point. Now I'm here, and happy. It's just an old habit of mine.
His eyes say otherwise. Something is clearly on his mind.
It really doesn't matter. What matters is that you've invited me to your village, and I can now hammer away in peace and safety.
The blacksmith is hard at work.
Don't even think about bringing other blacksmiths.
It's a mystery why these stones light up and banish the weirdness when people walk by. Many believe Merlin himself invented the runes carved into them. There's also, as the flickering light of the... All Mother's shrines were a common sight across Avalon. Despite their grim existence, settlers were grateful to the goddess, and they had good reason to be. For every 10 people who set sail for Avalon, only 4 would reach the island, and only 1 or 2 would survive the first year. The shrine has faint traces of power lingering in the air. A priestess materializes out of the weirdness and asks what it is that you're looking for. The priestess gazes at you with a blank stare. You realize that, despite her phantasmal appearance, the payment for her services must be very real indeed. As you approach the tree, it seems to shift and move. You draw closer, and suddenly you realize why the tree appears to be moving. Dozens of rotting bodies dangle and sway in the breeze. It looks like a strange dance with their necks nodding along in their nooses. As you walk carefully in the woods, a quick, lithe creature runs towards you. It takes you a moment to realize it's a human. He brandishes a short wooden stick, screaming and shouting in despair.
My children! I've seen what you've done to my children! Barbarian! Sacrilegious scum! You shouldn't have done that. What will I do without them?
You watch him, confused. He looks malnourished, as if he's had nothing to eat since he entered the weirdness. And you're sure that was a long, long time ago.
I failed them. I couldn't protect them. I'm not worthy of it anymore.
Turns out the stick he tried to beat you with was an instrument. A flute. He sniffles. The flute is a strange one. Mysterious markings and blood cover its surface.
Take it! It's your duty now!
He plays a simple melody. Suddenly rats swarm all over you. You've seen enough of them already to know how this will end.
Why? They were my children! My lovely children! Look!
He plays a simple melody and the rats suddenly stop. Some sway from left to right as if dancing to the rhythm.
You see? They would never hurt me! Use it. Use it every time you see them. Play this every time you see my children. Promise me! Promise!
You bow to the stranger and leave him to his madness. The sound of clattering rocks disturbs the ubiquitous silence. Approaching the end of a path, you come upon a child playing with some oddly shaped stones.
I'm Futhark. I'm waiting here for my mother. She's been gone for a while now. Or maybe she's going to leave soon? I have a lot of these stones, and while I wait, I play. Do you want some stones so you can play while you wait too?
You found what was protected by this beast, a stash of gold and jewelry. When you filled your pockets up to the brim with gold, 3 ethereal chests materialize in front of you. Bringing your hand towards one of them causes the others to shimmer and blur. The first thing you notice is a long veil made of rags, leaves, and scraps of fur, held together with a snow-white thread. Then you notice a woman with a gaunt face and graying hair. She's busy sewing more scraps of random material to the end of the veil. Her fingers flash so fast you can barely see them. When she stops sewing and raises her eyes to meet your gaze, a chilling truth is revealed. The weirdness transformed the tips of her fingers into long, sharp needles.
Do you need any sewing? I can take care of garments, body or soul. They're all the same anyway.
The pain is brief and not as bad as you imagined it would be. The body under the stitches heals before your eyes. It seems that in the weirdness, her talent for sewing made her able to mend more than just fabric.
Me? Oh, there's nothing to say really. I'm Neith, a seamstress. In my past life, I used to make gowns, cloaks, and garments, mostly for women in noble knights. Now I've been improved.
She looks briefly at her needle-like fingers.
And after that, my clientele changed. Currently, I'm making sheets for my protector. And let all Mother be my witness. She's a demanding customer.
She smiles mysteriously.
Well, you probably wouldn't like her very much, but she keeps me safe. She's very protective. But it seems she's about to go into labor soon. She forgot to bring me food and kept pushing me to sew more and more. I'm exhausted, to be honest.
You can see she's surprised by your offer.
Oh, you'll have to wait a moment. I have a commission to finish first.
You stand and watch as she finishes the long veil. The last piece she adds is the fur of a feral cat, still dripping with blood. The seamstress then folds the veil into a neat square and places it on the rock.
Here, I think she'll like it.
She shudders.
I really hope she does. Now, let's go and see this village of yours.
As the flickering The local hunters call this ancient skull the Stag Father and lay charms and offerings around it. The legends say the Stag Father takes the dreamers away to join him on a great hunt. The woman inspects you carefully, her old, tired eyes contradicting her youthful face.
Do you know me? Have you shaped me out of the weirdness, or have I just created you?
She carries all the equipment you'd expect of a traveling witch, but she speaks in a soft, courtly manner. She also seems to know more about weirdness than you do, and traverses it without a weird candle. She listens to your invitation with patient condescension.
You say you have a menhir? How silly. You can own an item or a piece of rock, but not a being of Weirdstone. Have a better idea. I'll invite you to my village. But first, I'll need proof that you're real. I know there is a man out there, wandering with a fading candle. He's desperate for light, yet he doesn't know that there is no light that could guide him back home. First, find him, and help him realize this simple truth. And then, when he's broken, guide him to his real destination.
She starts rummaging for something in her possessions.
Oh, and take this. It might come in handy. Maybe. Someday. What could it be that you think you need? I have to warn you that nothing is free here.
Wandering around, you notice that the plants on the ground around you are more like muscle tissue than typical vegetation. Then you notice an old man smiling at you in a disturbingly friendly manner. He's sitting near an enormous pool of blood and stacks of fancy bouquets made of body parts. Hands, hearts, testicles, arms, all held together by an unknown power, form the shape of a sunflower. Your horrified eyes pass over baubles made of kidneys and macabre flowers tied neatly with intestine ribbons.
Come, don't be afraid. I suppose some might consider my shop rather extravagant, but trust me, you won't find anything quite like my bouquets in these woods. So, what do you have for me today?
He notices a question forming on your lips.
Oh, pity. I thought you came here with my delivery. Well, that's an inconvenience. Anyway, you can still take a look at my wares. A splendid choice. I guarantee you won't regret it. These were preserved with care and the expertise of my years of experience, so they should last for quite a while.
The man's joy quickly turns to sadness. With teary eyes, he continues.
Yes. Yes, this bouquet would have been a perfect gift for a special lady, one that's dear to your heart, if only.
He sobs for a while. Then, with a shaky voice, he explains,
Bouquets have a purpose. They were invented for a reason. But that purpose has disappeared from this world. Nobody needs them anymore. Everyone says there are more important matters at hand. We just don't live in the right times for vanity and joy. And that's what bouquets are all about, right?
He tries to collect himself.
But I won't give up. I need to believe that all is not lost. And I do have a favor to ask of you. There is a lady out there, the fairest maiden of them all. I've only seen her once, true, but I know that she's the one for me. There's no doubt in my mind. Her presence by my side is all I dream about. Her beauty is all I can see. Please, I beg you, take the bouquet. When you meet her, the love of my life, she's bound to notice that it was made especially for her. Let her know that there's someone in this world who won't ever stop dreaming about her.
Good day, stranger. Are you in need of some guidance?
It's a question asked by an eerie yet elegant woman who's just appeared in front of your eyes. She's of indiscernible age, but looks strangely disturbing, standing peacefully within the weirdness.
You can withdraw the course of your destiny and change the fate of your future fights. Come closer and see for yourself.
She looks at the expanding village with a critical eye.
You did a good job gathering all those pieces together. But we need to do more before they become a real village. We need to join them, but I've yet to find the right thread.
The blacksmith is hard at work.